Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martin Lucas Investor. XRP. Everything is about to change. Everything is about to reset. We are very excited to bring you a special XRP Ripple event today, and it's going to be something off the charts. XRP is our most favorite crypto here because it solves problems, it does what it promises to deliver, it has a fantastic management. Brad Garlinghouse should be celebrated. But also, and most importantly, it has a very different trading structure, the way people react to this coin. You may remember we brought you the 60 Minutes event. You remember that? We had 130,000 people watch. The biggest XRP audience in the world watched our show. We ranked #1 on Google and #1 on YouTube. Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin, the digital gold. But what about XRP? What comes next? What comes next is going to surprise you. We've done the numbers. People who try to copy or buy a similar coin with what they thought was a payment structure, Zebek, they're screaming and shouting, literally screaming and shouting and blaming me because they dumped it. And then they had an event in Cannes to celebrate the coin. They pumped it and dumped it again. Very different. XRP, however, we look at it very differently. And the price action is very different. I'm going to bring you all the details today and everything you need to know. The economy is not the stock market. The economy to people spending in the shops is terrible. Predicting crashes, doom and gloom, inflation. Tell anybody the prices have gone down in the shops. They haven't, of course. They've gone up, but it's the pace they've gone up is very different. Trade wars, uncertainty, people predicting the end of the world, crashes. But the reality is, this is what's about to occur. The stock market is going up and up and up. But what should you do? Should you buy this? Do you wish to take a trip to the moon? Well, it's a scary place. We prefer not to go to the moon, as we are not the usual crypto channel. We prefer standing on the moon. Most crypto channels have less than 1% of their audience ladies. We have over 13% of our audience are ladies. That's important. That tells you the different approach to investing. Here, we are flying high. We are ready. We are happy. We are confident. And we are supporting something very different. XRP. This is a live show. I make all of my presentations live. I don't make videos behind closed doors. I do it with a live audience. Everything you see is on my own. I'm not pumping and dumping anything. I'm only in the S&P 500, 100%. This is my portfolio. This is my overall position now. A quarter of a millionaire today I became for the very first time in my life. By simply buying value, undervalue. I don't need to own crypto, but I own more crypto than most of you here combined. We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll also share with you all of this. Fear. Fear is everything. There's fear in certain coins. There's no fear at all in XRP. Frustration. Frustration from people that don't know what they own. They take it out on me when I say things that I'm not happy with. The management of Zebek, rubbish. The management of XRP, fantastic. I say these things and people react and they get angry and they get frustrated. Frustration. They sell. They pump on an event, tell you it's great, and then dump it on themselves again. They do it to themselves. XRP is very different. Crypto is changing everything, and we need to reset everything on the S&P 500. 100. Where I live, I own more crypto than most of you, and I'll explain why. So let's start with it. Here's my Roth IRA, all-time highs. There's my portfolio, all-time highs, but I'm out of all margin. There's no point paying 4% to borrow money and not have 4% on the cash. That costs 8%. Do I see 8% this year? Absolutely not. We've already had the rally, but things are about to change. So I'm remaining fully invested, but I've got cash, $2,000 of cash. I'm not selling my positions and paying tax on it. I'm holding all my positions, getting ready for the XRP explosion, the crypto explosion, which is going to benefit me by owning the S&P. I spend a lot of my time making friends with the banks, the institutions, not those that trade in and out of coins every 5 minutes. This is XRP, up, steady growth. No one's doing anything right now. You might have thought, why isn't it exploding? I'm going to give you the news why it's not exploding in a minute. And I'm glad it's not exploding. It's going up steadily. It's a proper investment. It's like buying the S&P right now, quite frankly. Whereas if you compare that to something like Zebic, which wanted to cash in on the whole payment use case system, it just keeps on going down. It is what it is. It's a very different thing. The technology is great. That's why I supported it. But then I got to know and deal with the man. I'm doing the head thing because it's a face key on my phone. When I got to learn more about the company and the way they manage things, I said, I don't like it. Everybody dumped it. They blame me for dumping it, even though I don't own it. The irony of that is ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, let's get back to XRP. Why is it going up? And why is it going up steadily? And why is there no fear in XRP? Well, there's lots of reasons why, and I'm going to prove it all to you now. So I hope that this becomes another 60 minutes where we had 130,000 people watch us and we ranked the #1 in the world for XRP, not just on YouTube, but on Google. That's much harder to do. I hope this video, this live stream, does the same thing. So to do that, we want to get suggested on YouTube. This is all positive. There's nothing negative here. I may give you, and I will give you, the potential of a drop on XRP, but that is just a buying opportunity, in my opinion. Now remember, I only own the S&P, but I will own more XRP than most of you combined by doing so, and I'll explain why in a moment. So the first thing I'd like to do is get this really pushed out to everybody, because this is the most bullish crypto live stream you're ever going to hear. I'm going to give you the numbers from the banks, what I'm expecting, what they're expecting, what the industry is expecting. This is not a pump and dump live stream. This is not a pump and dump video being made to be sensationalistic. In fact, the thumbnail is just very simple. XRP reset. No boom and bust, no doom and gloom, just the facts, and that's it. So I'd like to get it out to more people. So how we do that is we need to get suggested on YouTube. Now we have 543 people watching. I can see that. And only 50% of people watching are signed in. They don't take part. They're incognito. No idea why, but they do that. So the most we can get, nearly 600 now, is 300 likes. If we get 100 likes, we get suggested on YouTube. The more likes we get, the more YouTube will share this out. More people will learn about XRP. And perhaps warn about Zebic is not the way to go. It was, and it could be if they change the management, but the Zebic is fantastic. The coin is great. Just don't like the way they behave. So 573, 600 people watching. So let's get 300 likes. Are you ready? Okay, let's get it going. We want 300 likes if we can. I tell you what we'll do. We'll just focus on 200 for now because I want to get onto the news. I've got so much news to share with you. Why XRP? I'm so bullish on XRP. All right, you ready? So let me bring in the music. I'm not going to have it too loud. I want to get it just about there. Right, there we go. Right. 582. We want 200 likes. This might happen very, very quickly. We're at 32. I think it's going to happen extremely quickly because the XRP audience are very proactive. Whether it's up or down, they are focusing on it. The Zebic audience just shouting and screaming at everybody. All right, we've seen that with BSV, another one that collapsed. Right, 32. Here we go. So we're now at 214. Oh my God. We didn't even do it. It was like 1 second. It was like 1 second. You see what I mean? The very difference. Okay. Well, let's just reset that then, because that was just too easy. Let's make it 250 and then we'll move on. All right. Let's give it just 10 seconds. 233, 245. Oh my God. Look at that. 245. 245. Let's do it in 10 seconds. We're going to do it. I'm so confident we're going to do it. I'm going to fade out the music. We don't even need it. We don't even need it. We don't even need to pump it up. Everybody is doing it at their own free will. 249, 258. There it is. All right, let's move on. Great. Okay, fantastic. Very much, everyone indeed. Okay, so let's get to the news. Now, if you stick with me to the end, we're picking random people today. Nice people, positive people with good energy to blow you up on your X accounts today. We're picking random people that I'm going to put on the show that you can clip, and we'll get everyone to follow you. So if while we're doing this, you want to follow me on X, we're picking random people live on the show to show your if you're following me today, I will put you on the screen. You can clip it. You can then repost that as a clip on your X account the moment we promoted you, and we'll get everybody will follow you, and you'll grow your X account. But we're only doing it for people with positive energy who say nice things, do good things. We're always rewarding positive energy. We don't support anyone with negativity who swears and shouts and screams. So if you want to follow me on X, there is the X account. There's Instagram. If you want free shares of Robinhood, there it is. Free shares of Robinhood UK. If you want to become a member and get all my CEO interviews that we do, there's loads coming up. There it is. They're all members only. We do our analysis of stocks. We do earnings reports. I even take part in earnings. I don't just mean cover them, but take part. And there is our Discord. We make so much money on this show that we give away our training course for free. It's for free. We're now a $250,000 today. So we're giving away our training courses where you can learn with Sensei how to read charts. We don't charge 50, $100, $1,000. We give it you for free. Okay. Everybody followed? Everybody engaged? You're all good? All right. Let me bring in the stories today. So here it is. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. XRP and Ripple. It's a very, very, very different coin. Its behavior is different. The investors are different. People buy this because they are buying the system. And this is important to understand, because if we look at the crypto bubbles, we can see everything is green today, apart from white and Zebic. Look at that. This is a payment coin. This should be following everything else. It should be up with everything else. It's down. It could go to zero. Nothing to stop it. It's a shame, because the technology was great. Somebody will just replace it and buy it out, and they'll just do it, and the management will be replaced and whatever. But it's a shame. But anyway, look at everything going up, right? But none of that's important. Price action on XRP is not important. Why? Because with XRP, you are buying the system. You're not buying a coin to trade in and out. I know people do. And some people do. A lot of people just buy and hold. When it dips down, they buy more. So let's talk about the story of XRP, where it's going, and how we need to reset everything. And we really do need to reset everything today. And I'm going to explain why. I talk to the banks a lot, and I know how they see this. I know how they see Zebic, and I know how they see XRP management. Very different. Ripple applies for US banking license. Follows Circle's lead in stablecoin regulation push. Now, there's good and bad news here, but I know I can deliver this, and you're not all going to unfollow and subscribe. I don't care if you do, frankly, because I'll always tell you the truth, but I know you won't. Very different. Ripple Labs applied for a national bank charter from the Office of Controller of the Currency, OCC, on July the 2nd. This was yesterday. And people got very frustrated going, why hasn't XRP gone through the roof? Well, it went up a little bit, but I'm glad it didn't pump and dump, because now more people who own the system are buying it, and they're not interested in the price of XRP. They don't talk about the price. They talk about owning the system, the value. And that's where I'm going to come on in a moment, talk about resetting the S&P. With CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirming the move to position the company under dual federal and state regulatory oversight, the application includes a Federal Reserve master account request through subsidiary Standard Custody and Trust Company, which Ripple acquired in early 2024 for its New York trust license. This would enable Ripple to hold RLUSD stablecoin reserves directly with the Fed, a privilege currently limited to traditional financial institutions. Now, this is really, really important, and this shows you the difference between the average crypto coin, or even Zebic now, and XRP. XRP and Ripple want to own stablecoin. They want to be a bank. Now, why that's important is we have covered live on the show, we have covered Brad Garlinghouse many times, and particularly when we had the Crypto Summit. And we saw the way the Crypto Summit was presented. We also then covered the SEC live debate. We covered all of these things, and we've seen a switch and a change in the SEC and the way crypto is being treated, and so on and so forth. And what crypto was designed for is what it's now becoming, and what it's not on other meme coins and coins that are trying to cash in on the momentum trade. Now, this is so important, and I love the fact that they want to focus on RLUSD, because the trading price and the in and out action of XRP is not important at all. You're missing your right to be a king at the table, and you're scrounging like a rat under the table trying to scratch away a profit. And we know this because a good sentiment event happened for Zebic. It could have been better if they decided to do it the way I suggested, but they decided to make it behind closed doors and everything else, secretive, spaces where they don't engage with the audience. They just engage with their own panel. Very different with XRP, very different with us. And everyone pumped and dumped the event. Well, you shouldn't be pumping and dumping anything. You should be acquiring and owning the system rails. And when I talk to banks, they don't even focus on XRP at all, the coin itself. They focus on the network and how they will make money from using the services. That's where the real money be made. That's what XRP is about. That's what Ripple's about. That's what Brad Garlinghouse focuses on. In fact, we know this because when we had the SEC event and everybody thought, oh no, the crypto event, the crypto summit, people were really frustrated with XRP because it didn't explode. And we had the CFO of XRP and Ripple come out and say, we can release as many coins as we want, whenever we want. We don't care about the price action. Because we're not interested in the day-to-day traders. We're interested in the bigger thing. So I'm gonna come on to the reset of the banks in a minute. So just please bear with me. There's so much information here. So I love the fact that they're focusing on RLUSD. This is what it's about, stable, not the coin. Not the pickaxes and the shovels, not all the scroungers gold mining, but be the man who sells the shovels. That's what XRP is, and in the gold rush, I'm using that as an example. The move follows Circle's June 30 application for a national trust bank charter to manage USDC reserves, making both companies the latest to pursue federal banking. Now, by the way, I want to just say, this information that I am reading from is our very own information. We have our own information. We have our own newsletter, which we compile every single day for this show. That's what I'm going on. All fact checked, all noise and rah-rah taken out. If it's good, I say it. If it's bad, I say it. All right. So if you want to get a copy of this newsletter that I'm reading out, here is the newsletter. Let me put this in the chat and pin it to the top. There you go. This is our own information that we compile ourselves, our own sources. Replace the pin. Let me put that in the top. There you go. If you click on that, you can get our newsletter for free. We have a free 7-day trial. This is the one I suggest. I'm always telling you what's best. I could tell you the founding member is best, could we make more money? But no, if you want the white gloves personal service and priority, yes it is. But if you want just the information, the best is the annual. And you can get it for about 30 cents a day, less than that actually, about 20 cents, I forget what it is. But you got a 7-day free trial and you can get our information sent to you and all of it on the website so you can go back and look at it at any time. And that's what I'm reading from. Not going from other YouTubers, staff and other websites. We have our own. We do our own work. We do our own research, and it's here to benefit our members and our viewers, not designed to pump and dump and sell stuff. In fact, our training course is free. We give you our training course for free, how to trade. We don't need to make money. We make money from investing ourselves. So we give it all away. And our newsletter as a free trial. So there you go. We don't take sponsorship from anybody. I refuse crypto sponsorship from everyone. We make our own money. Only Anchorage Digital currently holds a national crypto banking charter received in 2021. 3 other crypto firms, Wisdom Tree Digital Trust, Standard Custody and Trust, and Commercium Financial have also applied for Fed master accounts, signaling industry-wide positioning for regulatory integration. Both applications align with the recently passed Genius Act, which would require stablecoin issuers to obtain federal banking licenses. Why this matters. Why this is important. So what we do with our newsletter, we provide it and then we give our thoughts.
Will Jones donated £2 through a super chat. XRP is just as crucial as Roost for Ripple.
I understand that, but I'm talking about the coin, the trading action. Brad Garlinghouse is not interested in the up and down of the daily trades. It's not of any interest to them. And I'm saying to you, think the way Brad thinks, think the way the banks think, and you will be successful. That's what I do. I buy undervalue, and I've gone from $5,000 to $250,000 by simply buying undervalue and going all in. Yesterday, I did a $140,000 margin trade yesterday to show people what it was like, to experience the danger. I bought $140,000, 50,000 shares of Virgin Galactic yesterday, live on the show. It's the most scariest moment of my life to show you, can you move the stock market? People on Zebic said I crashed their asset. No, I didn't. And yesterday I proved it. You crashed it by selling it. What I did yesterday was to prove how it works. I invested 140 grand on margin in a speculative, risky asset, extremely, to show you can't move the asset. It's a similar size to Zebic. You did it yourselves. All right. Anyway, I'm now giving you. So if you want character, if you want definition of I do what I say and I say what I do and I put everything on the line for my members, no one body would give you an example greater than that. I did that for the support of my members. It was entertaining. It was a good lesson. It was educational. No one could have shown you more that you cannot move a stock or an asset with 140 grand on a similar market cap to the one I was exempling. So no one would ever do that. I mean, that was extremely risky. That was like jumping off a cliff without a parachute and hoping that I could grab the side of the cliff. That's what I did yesterday for the benefit of my viewers, to show the people on Zebic you don't know what you're talking about. You're ranting and raving in dark rooms and Reddit where I'm actually doing it and putting everything on the line to show you that. Still, they don't listen. So we move on. So I'm now explaining why what the statement I just gave matters. This is our very own newsletter. Why this matters. The banking charter pursuit represents a strategic shift from regulatory evasion to compliance, first positioning as federal stablecoin rules crystallize. For Ripple, approval would legitimize RLUSD's $469 million market cap against dominant rivals, USDT 157.8 and USDC 61.6 million. All fact-checked, our very own newsletter. If you want the link, it's pinned to the top. XRP jumped 4% on the news to 226. People are expecting more, but we don't need more. We don't want more. We want steady growth to $10. None of this $1,000, $200 million, all that ridiculous numbers that people will say on X to get themselves followers. No, stable growth to $10. Reflecting investor confidence in regulatory clarity if approved, both Ripple and Circle would gain custodial authority over their own reserves, operational efficiency across state lines, and institutional credibility, potentially accelerating enterprise adoption in the 250 billion stablecoin market. Now then, Senseis Insight. This was Senseis' thought. Sensei is our expert when it comes to crypto and charts. He's giving his thought. Ripple's bid for a US banking license isn't just a regulatory move. It's a signal. A stablecoin legislation tightens. The winners won't be the fastest movers, but the most compliant. By seeking a Fed master account and OCC charter, Ripple is aiming to elevate RLUSD from altcoin status to bank-grade infrastructure, with Circle following suit and the Genius Act laying the groundwork, which this is shaping up to be a regulatory arms race. Expect custody rights, direct Fed access, and multi-state operability to become the new crypto trifecta. Now then, what we want to do now is I want to give you my thoughts and projections of where XRP and Ripple can really go. Forget the $10. We're going to reset everything. Because you know I talk regularly to banks. And I talk to CEOs, I talk to hedge fund managers, I talk to crypto project managers, until the ones that don't want to be on camera and all be elusive, which we mentioned enough today. Everybody else likes to be on camera talking to me live and then invites me onto the calls and opens up spaces and all these things. This is what we want. I'm going to share with you the thoughts and the information that I have gained by talking to those people about where XRP and Ripple and everything is actually going. So, have you all tapped the like button? I hope so. Have you subscribed to our show? We hope and we aim and we prove every day to be the most honest, most transparent show on YouTube TV. That's what we aim to be. And we demonstrate that every day. Let's see if you've subscribed today, whether you've subscribed up or deleted your subscriptions. Let's have a look. When we did Zebic like this, they all unsubscribed. Let's have a look. 86,764. Thank you very much indeed. I'd love to get to 87,000 today as we count down to 100,000. So consider becoming a member of our show. And excuse me, if you are a subscriber and you're in the live chat, we do all kinds of things live on the show. We do giveaways, support. Today we blew up several accounts on X. If you follow me during the show, you reclip something, I will suddenly put you on the screen and invite everyone to follow you. We do it all the time. We love giving back. Anyone who's positive, who's helpful, we help you. If you're negative or swear or shout or scream, we don't even reply to you anymore. We don't even waste our time. So if you'd like to become a member of our channel, there is the link there. Get involved. It's the cheapest membership you'll ever see, and it never goes up in price, ever, including inflation, and we add more and more. If you want to be part of our free training program, there's the link. I will tell you, don't click on it yet. I'll tell you how you can get our free training program at the end of this live stream. But before I do, I want to tell you what I think about where XRP is truly going. And we need to reset things. Over the last few months, you will see, this is my all-time position. I started with 5 grand. I'm now at $250,000 with no options and no shorts and no crypto. But now I own more crypto than most of you, actually. And I'll explain why. I buy undervalue with conviction. And undervalue is the key to XRP and the future. When I first started trading and investing, I did it all wrong. I started here, losing money. I was investing with speculative assets with no value. Down, 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 lost $60,000. At the bottom, I was at 60 grand down. And I remembered halfway down who I really was. I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. And I'm an investor with friends in high places because I'm the world piano man. I've had my Vegas show. I've toured with celebrities all over the world, putting on big theaters, concerts. I raised millions of dollars for the Lions Club. I was doing the global telethon. I was going to end at the American Airlines Stadium and raise $1 million in one night. That's who I am. And I thought, I need to get back to that. So I need to make friends with those at the top. So I started to do that. And I changed the show. It was no longer the day trader. It was Martyn Lucas Investor with my friends. Now, my friends insisted you don't trade, you don't get in and out of stocks, you don't pump and dump, you're not a roaring kitty. You talk to us, you talk to your friends, you talk to the people with the money. As you know, I know Mark Cuban and Jerry Jones. I played at Jerry Jones' Halloween party. Mark Cuban, I played in his house. And we don't want to be associated with a pump and dump roaring kitty channel. So I went and I became Martyn Lucas Investor and started to invest. And what I now do is simply buy undervalue when the market is oversold with conviction. So what I did, I turned on my margin and I bought all the way down here, massive. And I made back a $60,000 loss and now up 11 grand in days, in weeks, in fact. That's buying with conviction. Now I'm an investor. Now I talk to the right people. Now they talk to me. I've had CEOs on the show. I've got a queue of CEOs wanting to be on the show. People offer me thousands of dollars every day to promote crypto projects. They wanted to pay to take me to the Cannes. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want the money. I said I'll do it for free here on the studio. Then I can bring a bigger audience to you. They didn't want to do that. All secretive. I didn't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. So I never take money for crypto projects. I don't take sponsorship. I buy undervalue with conviction. So I talk to the right people. So valuation now is everything with XRP. XRP is about the system. And this is what I'm going to conclude in my live stream about. And if you watch to the end in a few minutes, I'll give you all the links to how you can get the free training program and our big event tomorrow night, the 4th of July party, where you're all welcome. You can all come. And I hope you'll join me for a massive event and you can be on stage as we celebrate all around the world. It's going to be an amazing night. I hope you'll join me. This is my final thoughts to you. So let me just talk directly to each and every one of you as it's really important. I want to be absolutely transparent and clear so everybody understands. And by the way, this is the actual time, so you know when I'm saying this. This is the date, just here. That's Central Daylight Time. And this is my trades and wins. 34 trades yesterday, 33 wins. I lost yesterday on my experiment of the big margin buy of Virgin Galactic to show you cannot move an asset even with 140 grand all in on a same size market cap as Zebit. That's why it's a loss, and I'm showing it as a loss. Okay. So here are my thoughts on XRP and where it goes. We've always thought the S&P 500, and this is not just my thoughts, this is the people I talk to, is undervalued at 15, 16, 17 times earnings. It trades at 24, 25, 26 now, and we think that's expensive. So we don't buy it at 24, 25, 26 times earnings. We buy it at 17, which is what I did. I went all in when everybody else sold due to Liberation Day. Now we're back up again. Everyone's buying again. Everyone's getting excited once again. But do we need to recalibrate the time to buy the S&P because of crypto? I would suggest the time has come. We do. And this is why crypto currently is just making its way onto the S&P through Coinbase, soon, hopefully, Ripple, Robinhood, and others. Robinhood's not arrived at the S&P, but it will this year, I hope this year. And we will see crypto rise to the top of the S&P, not things like Zebic and Binky Bonk and Fartcoin. Could have been with Zebic, but they blew it. It will rise to the top of the S&P. So by me owning the S&P, I will own more of the best crypto projects than most of you trying to trade the coin. I want to be Brad Garlinghouse at the seat of the table, the king at the table, not scrampling around. Now, what about valuation then? Is it too expensive to buy the XRP? Is it too expensive then to buy the S&P? Remember, I first bought XRP when it was 38 cents when I was trading, and I made lots of money. Thank you very much. Now I don't own it for transparency, and it's how I get people on the show. And I will remain to do so because it's the right thing for this show and my audience, as I prove all the time. So we've got a big question here. If AI, space, and crypto has such huge growth potential, and we're going to see it come on to the S&P 500, which we are already seeing, perhaps the S&P at 24, 24, 25 times earnings is actually cheap. And maybe XRP is cheap at $2.28. I believe it is. We now have to recalibrate. If we look over time, we can see that once the S&P was regarded as cheap, a few years later, it had doubled and tripled, and a decade later, and so on. There were these pivotal moments in history where the whole S&P was double, triple, quadruple. We've seen it. And this could happen again. It will happen again. It's about to happen again. We are now in the middle of a crypto and AI revolution. Like the Industrial Revolution, when things weren't up 5%, 10%, they were up thousands of percent. So, if you believe, like I do, the world is about to change with AI, crypto, and space, these sectors are going to become part of the S&P because they will. The S&P, which I think is the best way to own it because you don't have to sell it. If you are trading the coin, you do take profits and so on. For me, I just want to own and keep it and never pay tax and borrow against it when I need to get some money out of it. Maybe it's time to say, actually, the S&P at 24 times 25 where we are today is actually regarded as cheap. Now, we know this is being considered because people are talking at the banks, the institutions. I gave you a prediction on Friday, last Friday, that the banks would pass their stress test, and the banks and the Bank of America related to XRP are going to outperform, and they are. The finance sector is, and they did beat on the stress test. This whole sector is going to explode. So by owning the banks, the institutions, the Ripples, the Coinbases, the Robinhood, you're going to own all the crypto you need without the risk of the individual coin. Be the man who owns the shovel rather than the one who's scrabbling around in the dirt. Be the king at the table like Brad Garlinghouse and me, I would say, because I am doing the same strategy, rather than scramble around underneath. Now, if you are buying the native coin, that's not wrong either. How far can it go? Well, if we look at it and say, well, it was once 38 cents, it's now $2.85, and we we put the same analogy of the way the S&P is going to grow exponentially, then actually this might be cheap. And even though we say we see a safe target to $10, and there are those that say 1,000, they're saying 1,000 because it's just silly and nonsense, and it's just exciting their audience that's not based on any principles or values. I'm saying that we can see a $10 because of the value. However, if we recalibrate the potential growth of crypto and XRP and the S&P and AI and space and the whole infrastructure, then there's no way to measure it. It could potentially be thousands. But here's the issue. How do you win then? What do you do? If you buy the native coin and it pops up, you are always susceptible to those that dump it. That's what happens on Zebic. It doesn't seem to happen like that on XRP. And you want to know why? I'll tell you why. More and more institutions are going to buy and hold the system. And eventually, 5 years, 10 years from now, my prediction is most retail investors, through the volatility, will be out. And you know what? That's what Brad, the CFO, the CEOs, the banks, the institutions secretly want. They're not interested in the day-to-day ups and downs on the traders. They want to work with and build the system. You have now, in my opinion, and this is all I gain from talking to the people at the top, a rare opportunity to not buy a coin, not buy a price action, but buy something that will soon be behind closed doors. To buy the very system. If you like, buy the matrix. Buy the system that everything sits on. And the very definition of that it's a system, means they don't want you to own it. That wants to be owned by the bank, the government, the institution, the power. Because by owning the system and locking it away, you stabilize it. And then people that use the systems, the banks and all of us, when we transact, we won't even know what coins we're on. We won't even care. And I have this with great authority from Robinhood. Robinhood have recently shown us that they're going to allow you to buy private companies on their very own blockchain. SpaceX is already being rolled out in Europe. You won't know or you won't care how you're buying SpaceX, but you'll be buying it on the blockchain. You won't be buying it in traditional methods, and that shouldn't scare you either, though, because you don't know how you buy it today, do you? When you buy on Robinhood today and you buy XRP, you just click on an app and you buy it. You don't know or care about the market makers and the wholesale values. None of that's important to you. You just know you own another share of Tesla or SpaceX or XRP. You don't care how it happens. All they're doing is making this system more efficient. And the system being more efficient is most beneficial to the system. The bank, the government, the institution, Robinhood, Ripple, Circle, not you. So, but you have the unique opportunity of being able to buy that system. One day, I predict, because they can't do it now, it needs more regulatory clarity. Once regulatory clarity becomes the norm, this will be bought up like you've no idea. And everybody will take profits and people will scramble around, and eventually there'll be half a dozen retail investors holding on to the last few coins. It'll all be owned by the institutions, the banks, the systems, and so on. And that's what we want. So you can buy the coin, hold it, lock it away forever. That would be a great idea. Or you can be like me and simply buy the S&P, the greatest economy, the greatest set of businesses the world has ever seen. And that is coming from an Englishman. Let me just go back to this screen. I went on the wrong screen there for a minute. There you go. That's coming from an Englishman that is very proud of England, but I recognize the best companies in the world are from America. They simply are. And when everybody sold through Liberation Day, and I want to be absolutely clear, I am not pro-Trump or negative Trump. I'm neutral. Everybody dumped it and said, America's rubbish. Get out, get out, get out. Donald Trump's rubbish. We're going to buy all world. We're going to buy Europe. From a patriotic point of view, hurrah, buy England. Great. I love England. We got lots of great things. But you selling the American economy, the American businesses, was the greatest opportunity for this Englishman. I bought the dip with conviction, and here we are today at $250,000. So I am going to remain in the S&P 500 and simply hold. And simply can go to work every day on YouTube, earn as much money as I can, provide value, provide service, give people the truth, be real, don't pump, don't dump, answer every question as long as it's polite and not swearing and screaming and shouting like it is on Zebic at the moment on X, and bring you the facts. And I'm going to own more crypto than most, because most of you will come and buy and sell and get in and out and all the rest of it. Not so much on XRP, I have to say. Most of that is on other things. But I hope you all stay and stick around. But it doesn't matter to me whether you do or whether you don't. In fact, if you dump it, there's people ready at the top to buy it. And when they buy it, they'll own it. And they will own the matrix. They will own the network. They will own the system. And there ain't nothing you can do, because they'll never sell it again. They'll never sell it again. That's where I can align with the overall total maximalistic system quotes from Michael Saylor. They won't sell it. It'll go up, and you'll want it, and you'll want it. And it means the price will go up and up and up and up, and you won't be able to buy it. You'll never afford it. Now, this isn't the average binky bonk fart coin. All of this will be gone. All of this is going away. Because once we have crypto built into our systems and we use it, and you won't even know how you're using it, it'll all be gone. Oh, we have a comment here. You can put your comments on the screen.
Diglets donated $10 through a super chat. In ready to dump this S coin.
You're ready to dump this S coin. Okay. There you go. If you'd like to leave your thoughts about XRP or Zebic, they're not filtered out. You can share it on the screen now. If you do a super chat, it will promote this message. It will promote this video, because YouTube get commission. They will promote this video. This will go out to more people. You can remain forever in this video. You can clip that part of the video and put it on your social media. So if you want to call me out, tell me I'm an idiot, tell me I'm wrong, you can actually do it now and get promotion doing it. And you can clip it and share it on your social media, or you can say, it's great, we love it, we love the channel, or you love XRP. You can do a super chat now and be in history forever. This video will not be edited. It will not be deleted. It will live forever, and you can do whatever you like. I don't mind. But most of this stuff here will be gone in the future. And it's not a surprise to me to see a payment crypto, one of the very few, losing today because of the way it's run, not because of the technology. So I'm going to ask you now, I'm going to run a poll. Would you like in fact, I'm not going to ask you, I'm just going to do it. We're going to give you the opportunity to be on today's show. Unlike those that go behind closed doors, everything here is live, verifiable. Everyone can get involved. Everyone can be on the show. So if you would like to be on the show, you want to call in, you can. I'm going to give you the links to our free training course in a second, but here is the link to phone in. Live video phone in. You can be on the show and we'll have this discussion. Do you agree with me that XRP could just keep going up and up forever, along with crypto, the payment systems, Ripple, and the potential for this stuff is limitless? If you'd like to share your thoughts or tell me it's rubbish or tell me Zebic is great and tell me XRP is great, whatever you want to do, or ask me a question. Today we were talking about Star Wars because my godfather is Kenny Baker, the man inside the robot who passed away a couple of years ago. Live video phone in. Let me give you the link. Now, there are rules to phoning in, only because we don't want abuse and idiots. Let me put that in the up there, replace the pin message. Okay, live video phone in. You simply click on it. You don't require any software. It's a browser. If you call in, if you're going to call in, the first thing you have to do is be a member. We don't let you call in if you're not a member because we don't want bots and trolls calling in and talking silly. You have to be a member. If you want to be a member, it's only a couple of bucks. It never goes up in price, no inflation, whatever. There's the membership link. If you are on an iOS device, iPhone or iPad, you need to select a browser and then request desktop version. It's because Apple tried to take money out of Google. That's why there's that limitation sometimes, only on iOS devices. Then you just tell me, once you're a member, you can call in. You can then tell me in the chat you are calling in, so I can see you're a member by your badge. I can see your name. I can then go and look on the software and bring you in. We can then have a live crypto, XRP, Zebic, whatever you like, debate on the future of all of this. So if you'd like to be part of it, if nobody decides to call in, I will wrap this up. So while I'm waiting for you, I'm going to give you a couple of things. We're now giving back more than ever. We've just celebrated our 4th anniversary. So what we want to do is we want everyone to win, everyone to blow up, everyone's accounts to grow, everyone to make money. So we're giving it all away and we're trying to help as many people as possible. So if you are calling in, just tell me you're calling in and I will bring you on the screen. Okay? So, and I will go to comments and questions in a moment and answer everybody as well. So first of all, if you want my software, Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread, there are the links. If you want to join me tomorrow night for the 4th of July party, which we're having, and we're going to celebrate America tomorrow night, there is the event. You can even join me on stage as well, all around me. It's pretty cool. We have a lot of fun with that. There is the link for that. Let me come back to here a minute. If you want my X and Instagram, if anyone follows me on X right now, I'm going to pick somebody out, one person, if you follow me now, to blow you up on X. I'm going to show you on the screen. I'm going to ask everyone to follow you. Everybody will follow you on X. You'll have a massive growth and you can clip it, and then you can clip that video as well when I do it. Put it on your X. I'll repost it for you and you'll blow up on this video. Anyone that follows me on X and Instagram now, they'll do that in a few minutes. All right. So far, we have nobody calling in. Nobody wants to put their voices to the video. I'm not surprised that no Zebic investors want to call in. They just want to shout and scream in the background, which is a shame. They've got a chance to speak, unlike they have with Zebic Spaces, but they choose not to. But if anybody wants to have a positive message with XRP, you have an opportunity to call in here. So here is Robinhood USA if you want free shares. There's Robinhood UK if you want free shares. And I've given you the members link. Oh, hang on. Please talk.
Jason Frank donated $1.99 through a super chat. PLS talk Tether and current, future problems.
I will pass you on to, is anybody calling in? Is anybody calling in? I want to check. If you are calling in, let me know you are calling in, please. If you're in the chat, you've got to be a member. Let me know you're calling in. I got people pretending to be other people. I need to know. RB, yes, RB is calling in. I got my first guest on the show. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pass you over to Jason Frank. Sensei is best to talk on Tether. I'm going to let I'm going to let Sensei answer that. So Sensei will be live later. Look out for his live stream. And I would ask you to ask him. He's the expert on that. That's not my field of expertise. So I'm not going to do that. I think I've got somebody calling in who's a troll. They're not a member. They're not telling me they're calling in. That sometimes happens, but it happens a lot actually. But let's go over to one of our members who said he is calling in. So let me get your thoughts. And in a second, after our debate, I will give you in fact, I'll do it now. I'll give you our free training course. So stand by, RB. I'll be 30 seconds. If you have followed Sensei's charts, you will know how accurate he is. He teaches you know how to learn to read charts like he does, and you know how successful he is. Now, we could sell you our training program. Why? Because we consistently make money and we always make money. So we could sell it, but we don't. We give it to you for free. So this is how you get it. Here is our Discord link. There it is. It's on Discord. Our Discord is $2.99. We've made it as cheap as Discord would allow just to give everyone the chance. All right? And we provide services on Discord. $2.99. There it is. That link will take you to here. Do not click join server. If you do, it's just the free service and there's nothing there. You won't see anything other than this is what you're missing. It tells you here not to do it, but people don't listen. We have 204 server subscribers. We have 448 that join for free, and I kick them out every couple of days because they don't access anything and they're just trying to scam people and get it and whatever. It's just annoying. All right. You click here. Now, once you get this, we've now added for free the training program. Every week, we bring out a training video and Sensei will show you how to trade charts. It's very useful, it's very effective, and it's exclusive on Discord. And not only that, we provide one-on-one help and support as well, me and Sensei. When it gets too busy, we'll turn it off because we just cannot afford to bring anybody else on the service because we're just trying to provide it for free and provide it with one-on-one support. We can't do that for millions of people. All right. Okay. People are following me on X. In a minute then I will go over and pick one and blow one up. Let's see. We'll have a lot of fun with that. All right. Okay. If you are calling in, let me know in the chat you are calling in. If you don't tell me you're calling in, I do not know, and I just regard you as a troll, and you don't even get picked up. So let me go over to RB. RB loves his XRP, so he'll probably love what we're saying today. I don't know. RB, good morning to you. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. How about you, Martyn?
I am well. It's lovely to have you here. Let me line you up beautifully. There you go. Thanks for being live on the show. I know that you are, in fact, an XRP investor, right?
That's correct. I am.
So what's your
long term?
What's your long term? What's your thoughts today, mate, about what I'm saying?
I think it can. I'm not planning on it. Okay, I'm not planning on it, but I anticipate it definitely going over $10. You know, I mean, I'm in it for 5 to 10 years. I really, really see that. And not trying to get people excited, but yeah, I think it will.
Lovely. Just hold that second. Ritual Abuse. He was a real caller in. Richard Abuse, you can imagine by your name, I didn't know. Please call back. You are a member. You are a new member. You're saying, I'm calling in. So Richard Abuse, call back and I will pick up the phone to you. I don't pick up the phone until you clarify that you are a member. So please call back and you can be live on the show. So please do call back and I'll have you on the show. So how long have you been in XRP, RB?
I found out about it, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, but I really just kind of dabbled. I was just getting into playing around with the stocks or whatever, you know. So I got in, really didn't get serious about it. And I told people my buy-in's at 245 and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I mean, people need to understand that it might go down again a little bit, but you got to get in if you're going to get in, you know. So I'm happy with what I got, 245. And actually, when I started investing, Martyn, I went in during the dip. I went all in with VU, JPQ, and XRP. So I'm maxed out on margin on some. So as soon as I get my margin down, I'll start dollar, averaging down, get more of it.
No, I get it. That makes sense. That makes sense. What's your average price? We got Richard Abuse on the phone in. Now he's called in. You can understand why I didn't know who you were. Obviously, when you got a name like Richard Abuse, I have no idea whether you're going to troll me or not. I have no idea. So good morning to you. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling him from Texas. Ritual Abuse is my band's name.
Oh,
So,
your band's name. You're a musician. Oh, lovely to meet you.
correct.
How can I help you, mate?
Abs- I was hoping that you could elaborate a bit on the collapse that you keep mentioning regarding ZBCN, because as far as I'm concerned, it's still up substantially over the
It's
last
up.
couple
It's
months.
up the last couple of months, yeah. But since we started talking about it, it's down 50%. So that's not great, is it?
Right, but is that not just standard procedure for
Maybe,
crypto? I mean,
but I mean,
XRP went through a
maybe,
similar dip.
yeah, maybe. I would have expected it to move up with the rest of the market. I would have expected it to be up with XRP. It's one of the very few coins down at the moment. So, I mean, if you're happy with it going down, why aren't you buying it? Why aren't people buying it to pump it up? In fact, they did buy it when the cans event happened, and then they dumped it the moment it went up a bit. If it's so cheap, why would you dump it?
Well, who's dumping it?
Well, you saw it.
No, it's
The
going
moment the
up.
cans, it went.
It's going up fractions of a cent. It's half a penny.
What do you
So of course
mean?
the volatility
What
is pretty substantial.
hang on.
But
I
I
could.
dumped it. I dumped it. I
Yeah,
dumped it. I
everybody
bought.
did. All
Yeah,
the
well, there you
XRP
go. You got
investors
one
did.
right there.
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
let's just be factual
I
a
lost
moment.
$300. I took a $300 loss to get out because I wasn't comfortable with it.
No.
I mean, it's the structure that bothered me. The back end of it. Not that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Well, what
people can
structure?
hate
What
me.
back end was rubbing you the wrong way?
What's robbing
Well,
me?
just the go ahead.
No,
Well,
RB.
I'm just gonna say.
No, RB. Please answer. You're an investor. I'm not. I don't pump and dump anything. So you please
Well,
answer.
right. For me, for how the impression I got of the back end of it, how they're not really trying to make the coin work as it should, So I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I mean, like for XRP, I'm different than everybody. Okay, everybody's different.
See, but
And
how so? Like
when I
what
invested in
specifically?
Zebit, it was money that I was willing to lose. In other words, it's not in my main portfolio. I bought $1,000 worth as soon as I bought it 4.0040. Okay. So I got in still pretty early, not a some, but I just didn't feel comfortable, and I took a $300 loss and got out. But again, now you can call me bad on that, but look, I've been up $9,500 on XRP and have not sold one. Have not sold one, and so I'm just holding it. It's just not for me. So
I've got lots of.
I mean, yeah, but it's just
No, I want to give you.
sorry. Go.
This is great. I'm really glad you've called in, and I'm finally happy that I'm being able to engage with somebody from Zebic who wants to have a say about this, because I'm sure you've seen all of the hate towards me on X, people calling me, swearing at me. Bold, fat, old guy, threats, God knows what else. None of that ever happens with XRP when I say it could go down 50%. We've said that loads of times, and we're not getting that, but we are getting that with Zebic. I mean, listen, I appreciate you calling in, and I want to talk to you. Zebic called me. I don't call anyone. I don't take money from anyone. I don't email anyone, message anyone. I don't engage on anyone's platforms. I don't go around spamming anybody. I just perform on my own show, my own profile, my own channel, and CEOs call me up wanting to be on the show. Zebic called me because they thought my song was great. They liked it. The people that said they liked it, that watched it, then suddenly said it was cheesy and rubbish and he's a bloody idiot because now I said I'm out. So 1 minute they loved it, then they don't. I was contacted by them. They wanted to pay me lots of money to take me to Cannes. I'm the world piano man, mate. I performed the London Palladium. I've had my own Vegas show. I'm not doing it for ego. People on X said he's just got an ego. He wants to promote himself. Now he's upset. I'm not upset, mate. I performed for 30 odd years all over the world with a big the British Philharmonic Orchestra. Right. And all that's on Google. You can go and see my Vegas show and everything. Right. So I don't make this stuff up. And so it wasn't an ego. I don't need to fly to France to do a gig in a private event. Didn't want to do that. I said, much better if we do it online because I can bring the world to it. At the time, I ranked #1 on Google and YouTube for Zebic. People wanted to see it. They prefer to do things behind the closed door. I said, this isn't for me. And when I had the meetings, they wouldn't even come on camera. JJ did, but the other guy didn't. This was twice. They requested the interview, but they wouldn't come on camera. Now, people said, oh, well, maybe they don't want to be on camera. I've interviewed the biggest CEOs in the world. They come on camera. I've even entertained royalty. I've met people in person with no issue. This felt weird. And the tone and the language towards me when I said, why won't you come on camera? Everything about it is just negative. It's not pleasant. So I thought, this isn't right. You don't need this. The technology is great. That's why I got behind it. But then the moment I said, guys, it's not good, rather than people go, okay, what's wrong? And I said, well, it's just a feeling, just the way they behaved and the way they spoke. There's nothing else. There's no secret. There's no inside information, nothing weird, but it just didn't feel right. People got angry and violent and threats and God knows what else. And lots of my investors, my members, just said, I'm getting out of this. They took profit and they sold it, like you've heard RB there. XRP investors, yeah, XRP, you actually lost, yeah. XRP investors.
Never sell at a loss.
XRP sold, they got out. That was the biggest pump. The biggest pump while you had that XRP Ripple rumor was the XRP investors thinking, oh, it's involved with us.
Hey,
let me just finish.
Mark,
let me just finish. Then you can come back. Please do.
Yep.
And then it kept on going down. Then the event in Cannes happened. At the moment the event started, the asset went up. Everybody bought. And then the moment the event was in the middle of the event, they dumped it straight away. You did that to yourselves. And I got blamed for that happening. Oh, it's because of you. You dumped it. What a load of rubbish. And yesterday, to prove it, live on the show, I bought $140,000 on a 300 million market cap, similar to Zebic, with margin on a very high risk asset, Virgin Galactic. I could have lost 70 grand in like 1 second. Did that to show people you cannot move a stock by even buying like that on that size of market cap, no matter what you do. So by me saying it's not good did not make it go down. It went down because everybody dumped it, and then everyone dumped it again. So, and then I try to explain to people by coming on X and answering people's questions, and I've learned there's no point. People just go, they'll just keep saying he's getting paid to do it. I ain't. He's upset. His ego's burst. He's the world piano man. I don't believe it. Well, I've got my Vegas show. I've done it all my life. All right. I've raised millions for charity. Everyone can see it. I've even got plaques like this from Lions Club. Everything I do here, I do live. All my spaces are open to everyone. Zebic is only a panel. They won't allow questions. Everything's behind closed doors, and that's fine. If they want to do that, do that. All I'm saying is it's not right for me. I interview people all the time that are very happy to be on camera. They don't want to be, and everyone went, I don't like it, I'm dumping it. If you think it's so great, start buying it and holding it. That's all I have to say on it. Please come back to me on any of that.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I wanna just state that I'm at work, so if I get a phone call in the middle of this and I randomly hop
that's
off,
fine.
that's why.
That's fine.
But you keep saying dumping. I mean, what, it pumped to 0.0042 and then probably went down to 0.0038 over a day, a tenth of a cent. You know, it's not, I wouldn't quite call that a dump. And then transparency is an issue. They're holding spaces on a weekly basis. You've got public partnerships with ADP, Stellar, AI Tech, all these large.
It's not going down.
That's
it on the screen. 35, it's not, apparently it's not going down, according to you.
No, I didn't say it's not going down.
Sorry?
No, I didn't say it's not going down.
But it's hardly anything. It doesn't matter.
We're talking about tenths of a cent. You know, and it's a small market cap company.
You're missing the point.
They experience
you're not understanding.
Substantial pump last month. A 50% dip is standard procedure.
Hang on. Okay, allow me to answer that. You just said it's only down 1/10 of a cent. Correct?
No, tenths of a cent.
Tenths of a cent. Okay. You're talking about the price and not the value. That's the biggest mistake crypto investors make on low value assets like this. Oh, it's only 0.000001 cents, so it's not moving at all. If I said my business to you was worth $100, I earn $100 a year on YouTube. I'm worth $100. And I said you can buy one share of my business for $100 or 100 shares for $1 or millions and millions and millions of shares for 0.000000, I'm still worth $100. That's the value of my business. You're telling me, well, it only went down 0.00 micro cents. That's not the point. They've made it sound cheap, so you buy it. You're missing the point.
It's a 50% dip from a 467% pump.
Yes, but it's got no value. You don't understand that.
No,
What's
I
the
don't
value?
quite understand what you're getting at.
I know you don't, and this is where people disagree. They don't understand it. They focus on the price, not the value. What value do you put on Zebic?
I wanted to revisit the cans event. You were calling transparency an issue. I mean, it stated on the flyer, private event. The guests had to sign NDAs. Of course, they don't want to stream it to a public audience. It was a partnership networking opportunity.
Get it?
I think there's a 48-hour
Yep.
time period on those NDAs.
Yeah.
They're not wanting to broadcast it. And there's not that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
That shouldn't be a call to broadcast your whole audience.
So much?
There
All
is
right.
a lack of transparency amongst management.
All right, I understand. That's your thought, but you wasn't on the call. You don't know what I've experienced, right? Why do I owe you an explanation of my relationship with them? Why do I have to tell you exactly what went on that call? I can't. It's a private conversation. I'm respecting their privacy. Just telling you I'm not happy.
What about when you're actively fudding the company?
What do you mean fudding the company? I can say what I like. I can say it's a rubbish company.
I think answers are more than appropriate. What happened?
Why? So if I come out today and say Tesla's rubbish, I've got to tell people the evidence. I can say what I like. It's my opinion. You're saying it's great. Where's your evidence? The stock's going down. It's going down. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe an explanation.
You're talking about a lack of transparency amongst the management, yet you aren't transparent yourself as to why you actually.
I'm not transparent. I'm live. You are taking up my airtime today, live on my show in front of my audience on my channel. I've never come on your channel and spammed you or text you or messaged you, have I? You're on my channel and I'm answering you live. I'm telling you that I don't feel good with the company. So I wasn't in it in the first place. And that's
all right, if it's that simple, why are you going out of your way to FUD them?
Do you not realize I'm live? Do you not realize, with the greatest respect, I mean, what is your name? Who am I talking to? You call yourself a different name. What's your name?
Ritual Abuse. Check us out on Spotify.
Okay. You're not going to give me your real name. I'm called Martyn Lucas. You see what I mean?
My name's Chandler.
Nice to meet you, Chandler.
Are you up or down? Are you up or down right now in your Zebic?
I bought in at 0.0008, so I'm up pretty good right now.
Great. Congratulations. I'm really pleased for you. When you made
it pumped substantially last month. There's no collapse.
Did you take any profit? Did you take any profit?
Hey, XRP took a 65% dip from their first.
Did you take any profit when it pumped up?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm DCAing on the way down.
If the community hates me because it's gone down, apparently because of me, how about great because it went up when we started promoting it? Do I get thanks for that? You took profit.
No, you hopped on the boat as soon after it started pumping.
Okay, fair enough. That's not true, but I'll let you have that.
That is true.
All right.
That is true.
You just said all I do.
He didn't buy any. He didn't buy any. How did he hop on the boat?
How can I? Yeah, exactly.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he hopped on the ZBCN train after it pumped.
Hang on.
He was helping. He was trying to help. He was trying to help his audience and
he was very helpful. He was letting his audience know about ZBCN, and then he flip flopped.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
To me, the way I look at it is he gave his opinion. At first, he thought it was a good deal, but then he come back and gave his opinion again that, hey, I don't like this. So he can't stay in it and just keep telling us listeners like me and you.
There's a difference between saying I simply don't like the company and then getting on your YouTube account's X page and on live stream to however many thousands and saying, hey, management here is garbage. They lack transparency.
All right, okay. Do you
And
realize?
then not giving actual examples of what happened.
Chandler, do you realize? I just want to say this. I'm live 12 hours a day for 4 years. I've covered hundreds, if not thousands, of coins and businesses. I've covered hundreds of earnings calls. I've interviewed many, many CEOs live on the show. Everyone's live. Everyone's transparent. Everyone's on camera. Everything's great, right? All brilliant. And I've got opinions and views on everything. And sometimes I say that's rubbish. That guy talked nonsense. We had a moment where there was one of the CEOs from Plug. He was drunk on the show. I said, look at him, bloody drunk. I share my thoughts and everything. My focus is not Zebic. Zebic is less than 0.0, a bit like the coin, 0.0001% of my audience. People will go, oh yeah, but he only had like 100 views yesterday. I go live all day, every day, and I have thousands of videos that come out. Some do thousands, some do half a dozen. I had 130,000 watch my XRP event. I'm not all about Zebic. It's not the Zebic hate show. It's to support my entire audience show. Everything I do is to help people. I do it for free. You go, hang on a minute, you got to be a member. You're calling in on the show. You don't have to be a member. You can watch for free if you want to. I answer your questions on X for free. I don't earn any money on X. I'm just sharing my thoughts with the world. And the difference is with Zebic, I get absolute abuse because I just don't like it anymore. God knows why.
You're going onto public spaces flooding the company. That's why you're getting backlash.
What do you mean the public spaces? Someone told me yesterday I wasn't allowed.
And your YouTube.
Yeah, right.
You put in the ZBCN tag 3 times in your tweet.
Right, but
you're engaging with the community.
Well, every time I talk about something, I put the hashtag and the dollar symbol for every single stock I talk about. That's normal protocol. I do it for thousands of stocks every single day. All day, every day. It's my job.
So you put the tag, you say something controversial, you get called out on it.
Right. Okay.
What are you surprised about?
But do you know what? I never get any. I said bad things about Elon Musk and Virgin Galactic and Mullins, a scam stock. Dave Mitchery has made his business go bankrupt 5 times. I didn't get millions of people go mad at me. It's only happened on this coin, and I've learned that there's no point engaging with people. They don't want to, because they'll even come back and keep saying over and over again contradictory terms, which I just proved to you isn't true. They'll still say it. Like he's salty, he's upset.
It's through this coin because a lot of people started paying attention to you through your promotion of the
coin.
It's
a tiny audience.
And then overnight you flipped.
Well, yes, I did, because everything changed.
It's a tiny audience because it's a small market cap company.
Correct.
And a lot of people have invested a lot into this company.
I understand that. And I don't want you to lose your money. And if you'd got out when I was saying it was not good, you'd have been at the top.
Look, I'm not worried. I personally am not worried about you affecting my pockets, but I do think that a lot of what you're saying about ZBCN.
But why are you calling?
I'm not upset with you. I just think that what you're saying is nonsense, and I wanted to rebuttal.
But why are you defending it passionately and referring to it's only 0.00 cents? That is the wrong way of looking at investing.
I just like the stock.
Well, it's technically not a stock, but you just like it. All right. Well, I hope it makes money for you. Do you think? I mean, listen, mate. I don't want you losing money. It's your decision to do what you do, but I want you to win. And every day I go live showing people what I'm doing, and I've gone from $5,000 to $250,000. Right? I want everyone to do the same. I've done nothing special. I've only bought the S&P, and I want everyone to win. I help everybody. I recorded a song that they loved. The Zebic people said, we love it. And then everybody said they hate it now, but they liked it a minute ago. I mean,
I thought it was pretty good.
Well, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. But whether, I just try to help. And if they'd just been nice about it and transparent with me and open and nice, I would have gone, this is great. But I just don't like the way they speak. They spoke to me. It's horrible. And I don't have that from anyone.
They wanted to fly you out. They wanted to fly you out to France.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said, I don't want to do that.
In support of you?
Yes, that was not. Yes, that was nice. That was great, wasn't it? That was great. That was great. But I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take any payment. I don't want anything like that at all. But I'd love to support the community. That's all I wanted to do. And then the way it went on the call, I said, it's not for me.
is I think you got somebody else want to call in and discuss, Martin. Looks like Steve Mariano. Is he
Um,
still there?
Someone says,
He's
Sasha
still
says,
there.
only idiots don't change their mind. If somebody wants to call in, yeah, thank you. I saw somebody calling in, but I didn't. I was focusing on Chandler. I focus on individuals. So please call back. Tell me in the chat that you're calling in. You have to tell me you're calling in, and then I'll pick up the phone to you. So if you are a member, and again, that's not, again, Chandler, you've paid a couple of bucks to be a member. That's it. You can cancel it at any time, right? I don't charge you $2 to be on my show. You get many, many perks to be as a member. Whether you will be a member now because I don't like Zebic or not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, the reason why we say Steve Mariano, okay, you've got to tell me that you are Steve Mariano in the chat, okay? Because I don't know who you are. And again, I don't want...
He did up earlier.
Did he?
He did. That's where I seen it. Yeah, I see it right here.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll go from you because you're one of my friends. So let me do that then.
Hey, Martin, I've been sitting in my truck for a bit. I gotta get back to work. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for talking with me.
Thank you.
Nice chatting with you, Chandler.
Good luck, mate. Wish you the best.
Nice
Really
chatting,
do. There
You guys
go.
have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. This is
Hey.
Steve Mariano. Hello, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Martin? How you doing, RB?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Are you gonna be against me or for me? Which way is it gonna go this time, Steve? What's up, mate?
No, don't worry. Listen, I'm in Virgin Galactic too, and you hate the management in that company also.
I do, and I told you why. That was the
So-
same thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's the same thing. Eric Kearney
Yeah.
would never come on camera and be verifiable, so I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not happy that you don't like the management. Obviously, they did something that got you ticked off. I don't think you'd flip a switch like that for no reason. But I do believe in the actual company and the payroll, technology that they have.
Me too.
I bought in early. I bought in, at 9/100 of a penny, 0009. So I'm still up, and I'm quite a big holder. I have a pretty big bag. So I'm not ready to give it up quite yet. I took out my initial investment when I was up 4x. But I believe in the company, and I think it's something that's going to do well, in a 1 to 2 year period once the technology starts hitting the banks and if they adopt it. I'm willing to take the chance. Even with bad management, it doesn't mean the price can't still take off.
True. Very, very true.
I bought back into space yesterday at a low price. I sold when it looked like it was going down. I bought back in, even though you don't like the management. I think it's still got the chance of short squeezing, and I'm hoping that they do get their ships in the air.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting anything to happen till Q1 or maybe after the next earnings report.
But the upside to not liking the management is we got things done. What we did, because we at the time represented 95% of the world's retail investors, this is about 2 years ago, of Virgin Galactic. I got them on the phone. They showed me their numbers. We worked out the allocation, and we could see that. Whales with millions of shares, all that kind of stuff. I had them on the show. One of them, Andy Shovel, right? And we then got a petition together. So we took action. We paid money. We got it done. We got the petition signed. We sent it to Virgin Galactic, and they then reduced their wage bill. They were paying too much money. They had lots of wastage because Michael Colglazier is from Disney, and he used to having money to spend. And we made that happen. So by saying we don't like the management, we didn't just sit in a Reddit room and shout and scream at each other. We got something done, and we improved the business. And since then, the earnings has gone up and up and up. So even though I say I hate the management, literally, I was part of making it happen where your business now is actually making money.
Well, hopefully the management from Zebec, watches this and can kind of make some improvements because, you're a pretty accredited investor and, you did contribute to a lot of people getting into Zebec in the beginning. I mean, I was in it before you started covering it, but a lot of people got in it because you started covering it. So hopefully they kind of learn from that. You can't beat a dead horse, but
no, it's some of the simplest things, and I know this firsthand. Warren Buffett will not buy a business, and Mark Cuban, Jerry Jones, two people I do know, they would not buy a business, no matter how good it looked on paper, if when they met the man at the top, It didn't feel right. They don't need to. They don't risk their money. There's plenty of opportunity somewhere else. If something doesn't feel right and someone's not in the call, off and on the call, that's how it was, and not on camera, and being weird, getting a bit weird with the language was bad. I'm not going to reveal that. That's private. That's a private conversation. But it wasn't good. I didn't like it. I said I didn't like it. So I wasn't even in. I can't get in to get out. I wasn't in. But I just said, I don't like it. I don't want any part of it. That's it. That's all I've done. I don't know why everyone's so angry.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to some of their spaces too, and I was always wishy-washy on, like, when you get a good read on someone, I was always wishy-washy on the read I got on, the management that was on the spaces calls. But again, I liked the actual technology.
So
and the
do
product.
I. That's the sad part. That's why I spent a week with my own time. I wasn't streaming. I was losing money. I invested my own money and time to record a song. As good or bad, it's up to you what you think. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging. We're not having that conversation. But I did what I could just to try to bring attention to it. And everyone loved it until they didn't. I mean, that's what was so funny about it. Oh, we love this. Share it. And now we don't like it.
I know. I think people are under the impression that just because you said you didn't like the management, the price tanked. That's not the reason why the price
How
tanked.
could it possibly? How could it possibly?
At a market cap like that, that's, you saying you don't like management isn't going to tank the price like that. Just just as you showed, like, I got to admit, yesterday, I was so excited. I didn't believe you did it. Like, at first I thought some guy was like, "Oh, he's selling," and I'm like, "I don't even think he bought." That's why I wrote that comment. I don't think he can sell something he doesn't have. I didn't realize you had already bought it, and I was like, "Wow!" But I wonder if that glitch, that delayed pop, was you, because it did pop up like 4 or 5 cents.
There you go. But I did it as an experiment, see what it feels like, to see if I can actually move a stock, and obviously you can't, even tiny little bit. But that similar market cap, that's why we did it, and I think that proves by me buying and selling 140 grand worth of Virgin Galactic, it didn't make a difference. And by me saying I just don't like the way the company is, didn't make their stock price, Zebix, go down 40% like it did. I certainly had nothing to do with everyone buying it on the day of the event and then dumping it again.
But honestly, it was predicted to correct anyway. I mean, it went up, 800% in like 2 weeks. So it's, you got to expect a correction. Same thing with XRP. XRP went up to 330, and that corrected about 65%.
Yeah.
At one point. So, I mean, you got to expect a correction. Things don't go up in a straight line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still confident in it long term. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna can't hate on someone for being honest.
I don't understand. And one of the things that's really weird is when people say to me, and a lot of people said this, that guy just said it there, Chandler said it. Yeah, but you're putting the hashtag in. You're like getting attention. Well, do you know why I'm getting attention on X? Because you follow me. You engage with me. I don't see your posts. You could put Zebic on your posts and I wouldn't see them because I've never looked at your stuff. It's because you look at my stuff. The answer is don't look at it.
Yeah, I mean, but you also hashtagged it when you were for it. So it's you pushed it both ways, so you can't really hate on you for that. I mean, I was the one who originally asked Sensei to chart it, which is when he opened up and got some and saw that the chart looked really good. I was the original person that had done that. Sensei even said he isn't selling his right now. So
no, he's not. That's right. I know.
Even though it would have worried me if Sensei sold his too, because he's a pretty knowledgeable crypto investor. But he's not selling his either right now. He pulled out his initial investment at about 4x like I did.
Yeah.
And we're on house money now. So I'm willing to let it ride and see how the technology goes over time. I think the problem is a lot of people bought at the top. They bought it, when it was, 6-7 tenths of a penny, and now it's dropped down 60%. You just got to wait. Like, people expect to become millionaires overnight, but that's not how the game works.
I think what it comes down to is people taking responsibility for their own actions. If you bought it at the top, you did that. Oh, what's that, mate?
I just want to show you. So, I got to find my camera. If you hang on here.
I can't really see it, mate. What's this?
That's a loss. and
Oh,
in my learning experiences. You
yeah.
understand? But so sometimes you got to know when to get out.
Yeah,
All right,
you would have lost even more money if you'd stayed in, and whereas it is
that's two
now.
different. That's two different stocks there. You
Yeah.
understand? So yeah, it's not. Everybody,
Well,
Steve, and we all know it. You invest what you're willing to lose, and I get it. When you're on house money, yeah, I'd be letting it sit. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
I'd let it sit once I got my profit back
yeah,
out. It's the people's butt hurt because they are not making money right now.
yeah.
You know,
Right.
they got upset.
I was lucky to get in at 9/100ths of a penny. You know, a lot of people
Right.
didn't. They got in at 3/4, 5/10, 6/10 of a penny when it was pumping. That's why you never chase a pump.
And
You know.
I want
Yeah.
the message I want to leave people with, because we're going to wrap this up in a second, is take responsibility for yourself. It's your money. If you truly followed me, and I'm apparently the reason you bought or sold, or it's my fault it's gone up or down, then if you're following me, you would be up like I am, consistently beating the market, making money. You know, so you're not following me. You say you're following me, but actually you're not. You're doing something completely different. Very few people are actually doing what I'm doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be upset. They'd be like, "This is brilliant," right? Number one. Number two, if you don't like what I say on X, you don't own X. It belongs to everybody. Don't follow me. And so what they did was they unfollowed me. And then in protest, I lost 300 followers, the same that joined a few days earlier. But the trouble is, if you unfollow someone and you still go on and engage with them, X still suggests it to you because you're still talking to them, right? And that's what people don't understand. When I first got X a few years ago, all I ever saw was Elon Musk, and it drove me up the wall. And Donald Trump. And it drove me up the wall. I didn't want to see it every 5 minutes. I like Elon Musk overall. He's got something I don't agree with, but I don't want to see him every 5 minutes. So I don't follow him, and I click the button which says, don't show. If I want Elon Musk, I'll go and look. But I don't want Elon Musk and Donald Trump every day posting 500 times. I don't want to see it. I'll go and look once a day, read what Elon Musk is saying. So if you don't like what I'm saying, don't just unfollow me and protest. Oh, we're going to unfollow you. I don't care less. Oh, hello. Hello, how are you?
Hi. Good,
Remember Jackie?
Yes, I do. Yes. You were
Remember
on
you did the song with us.
the song, Yet Wonderful Tonight. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I'm like, come on, say hi. Martin and RB are there.
Absolutely pleasure. Absolutely. Well, lovely to see you again. Tomorrow night we're doing 4th of July, so we'll do a bit of American music tomorrow night. So we'd love to have you join us. Yeah. Thank you very much for calling in.
My pleasure.
Cheers, mate. You got a very nice wife. That's your wife, I take it?
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice lady.
Thank you. She puts up with my crypto craziness.
Does she really? My wife certainly wouldn't put up with it. It's better that I'm in the S&P. But yeah.
She's like, can you just say hi to me and stop talking about crypto right away?
Right. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Give me your final thoughts, Steve.
I just say, like, if you got in early, be patient. I would just invest in things where I invest in things where I like the technology, and I'm willing to give the project a chance. I'm learning more and more not to trade on emotion and sell on emotion rather than just be confident in what I'm investing in. That's kind of like, I love that short interest is up on space right now. So I feel like it's over 30%. So I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm just investing in things that I'm confident in and reacting less based on emotion. There's a lot of emotion, especially when it comes into people's money.
Very, very true. Final thoughts, RB, from you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm probably going to be one of those that look back one day, Steve and Martin, and go, "Gee, I should have kept that." You know, maybe. Hey, but we've all done it. You know what I mean? So,
Well, you got
RB, if
to.
it takes off, you get a Zebek mug on me.
Yeah, we've
you know, just rub it in.
We've still got the Zebit mugs. We've still got the Zebit songs going out there. Do you know what's really weird, Steve? And I thought, why is that happening? My Zebik song is being played by the people that hate me at the moment. I don't get it. I thought they'd just go, I hate this guy. I mean, do you remember you won't remember this, you're too young, but when the Beatles came to America and John Lennon says he's more popular than Jesus, everyone smashed the Beatles records. I said I don't.
Publicity isn't always bad.
I mean,
sometimes if you have a negative thought on something, it just gets the word out about what is the project.
I don't know. I don't need the aggravation. I don't need the shouting and the swearing. Take responsibility for yourselves. But you talk about missing out, RB, right? Even though I'm up and I've broken records and 251,000 now, over $250,000. Look at this. You could argue, I'll come back to you in a second. I will come back. You could argue I sold at the wrong time. I could have made loads more money if I'd stayed in, but I didn't. That's okay. There we go. We're back now. Hello, mate. How are you?
Say hi.
Hello there.
Hi,
How are you, mate? What's your name?
What's your name? Yeah.
I'm Luciana.
Say it again.
Luciana.
Luciana. Oh, I remember. We did Pavarotti for you, didn't we? Nessun Dorma.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Luciana.
did. That's right.
That's a very nice name. That's an Italian name, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah. My daughter's Valentina.
Why the Italian? Where's the connection from Italy?
Both me and my wife are Italian.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Now I'm worried now because I'm thinking that my Italian isn't great. It passes. I can sing like Andre Bocelli and Pavarotti, but the words are a little bit. He's probably thinking it wasn't quite on par, but I do my best.
It was great when you did the Pavarotti song for Luciana.
All right, guys. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
Wife, the lady's back again. Lovely stuff. Are you? She just smiled and went, I don't know what to say now. Hey, let me put the lady back on again. Put the lady back on again, Steve, because when she comes on, the viewers go up. Yeah, the viewers love it. We like when we get. She's better looking than you are, Steve. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
She is.
Yeah.
She's got more hair too.
That's it. Now I'm getting you off the screen. That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Thank you,
Martin. Bye, RB.
Brilliant. What a great phone-in that was. One of the best. Absolutely awesome. Started a little bit negative, but to be fair, Chandler was just trying to ask me questions. I'm not so sure he's still happy with my answers, but I gave them as best as I can, and it is what it is. But there it is. Now then, listen, folks. Focus on what you do have, not what you don't have. Look at my portfolio now. If I'd remained in margin another couple of days, I would be up today thousands more than I am. And I could have sold my margin now. I sold it a couple of days early. But that's okay. It's not what I have. It's not what I don't have. It's what I do have. That's important. And I've got value. My portfolio now is just through the roof. I've got 251 grand. I've got cash earning 4%. I've got no margin. I'm not paying 4%, because this is what you have to consider. And I often don't talk about this, but I'm going to just finish up the video with this. If you're using margin to amplify your gains, as I did, clearly, and it worked, 60 grand swing. In fact, no, 70 grand swing. I apologize. 70 grand swing. That's what margin's for. But now I'm out of margin and I've got enough shares making enough money, because it's not just the 4% that I would pay to borrow the money. It's the 4% I'm losing by not holding the cash. So actually, it's a swing of $8,000. So if the market isn't going to go up 8%, which it's not, it's going to go up 4% at best from here this year. It's best not to sell and be out. Sorry, let me just get my focus. It's best not to be out with what I've paid for with my own cash, because that's not costing me any money, and I'd pay tax if I sold it, but it's not worth me using margin to do it. I've got enough money and I can buy a dip when one comes. And if it doesn't matter. I've got cash earning 4% on top of my gains. So don't focus on what you don't have or what you've lost or whatever. Focus on what you do have, because that's all that matters. Every day we try to provide the best service, the most honest service in the world, and that's what we do. Here is the link to the event tomorrow night. I'm going to give everyone the link for this now. July, whoopsie-daisy, July 4. Let me pin it to the top. Now, this event, when I finish now, is not going to take you directly to the July the 4th event. You've got to click on that and book your ticket for tomorrow night. It's free. There's no ad revenue. I don't put any ads on it. I do it all for free. You can join me on stage. It's the 4th of July event tomorrow night. I'll put the 4th of July thumbnail here later on today. Join me for that. This is the end of today's show. There is no closing bell because the market closes in an hour. This is it. There's no show tomorrow because it's a federal holiday, or as we say in England, a bank holiday. So I will next be back for July the 4th event. All right, I'll next be back with July the 4th event. So if you want to go, this live stream will not take you directly there. You've got to click on that link at the top. What this live stream will do is take you to Sensei's chart for XRP, which he's just done this morning. So it will follow on nicely. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all tap the like button. I hope you all subscribed. And now then, the moment has arrived I said I would do. I said I would promote somebody on X today that can be nice. So let's see who's been nice. Let's have a look today. Let me see who followed me today. Oh, lots of followers. Lots of followers. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, there's loads here. There's loads. Good morning, boom or bust. Anyone make a comment? Loads of new followers. Let's have a look. It's disingenuous. Oh, okay. He doesn't like me talking bad about Zebic. Love your show. Love your show. Who's this person here? Who's this person? Let me, who should I pick? Who should I pick? Unfollow him. Not going to pick you then, am I? All right, I'm not going to pick you. With all respect, sir, due to C-list celebrity status, does not give you free pass to oh, God, okay, still don't get it. They don't get it. Let's leave those people. So I'm looking for something nice. Justin Duke, I love XRP. Let's get it up together. Watch Martyn Lucas Investor. Justin Duke. Justin Duke it is. Justin Duke it is. All right, let's have some fun. Here he is. Justin Duke. We want to make this guy now famous. So Justin, if you're watching the show, clip this part of the show, clip it, and then post it, and I'll clip this video. I've shown you how to do it. Go underneath the video, clip. What you do is click refresh. Let me bring the clip button back in. You clip this. You can then make a little video yourself. Where's the clip gone? It's normally there. Why isn't it showing for me? It's going to be there. I don't know why it's not. The clip's there. Oh, there you go. See the clip, look. Clip the clip, and you can save this as a little video for yourself, and then I will repost it later. So what we're going to do, he's got 38 followers. This guy here, we're going to give him 100 followers right now, and we're going to blow him up. We love helping people. He says, I'm a singer, songwriter, and musician. I love Jesus. He is my savior. I love Trump. He is my president. There you go. Positive energy, support. We love it. So here we go. Everybody, how many are watching? 600 people. Let's get him 100 followers. Right? Everybody, click on that. It's in the chat. I've just given it to you in the chat. Let me show you in the chat. There it is. In the chat where you're watching right now. Justin Duke, he's watching. Awesome. I'm here. I'm loving it. Click on that. Click on that. Follow him now in the chat. Let me show you on the screen. Make sure that you click this, Justin. You've got a chance here to blow it up. Right. He's on 38. One of my trolls has just come in and just said, boring. Great. What do you get? Nothing. Get nothing for negativity. You get everything for support. You make money. You make friends. You grow. It's wonderful. Right. 38. Are you ready? Let's do it. 38. How many's he got? Everyone, let's support one of our members. Or viewers. I don't know. I think he's a member. Oh, 44. There you go. He's gone from 38 to 44. I want to get at least 50. I've got to end this show in in like a minute. So could everyone do it? Here we go. There you go. There it is. Justin, Space Wolf just followed. Thank you, Space Wolf. I appreciate it very much. I won't forget your name. Ready? He's got 44. There he is. Plays the piano. I love it. That worked out pretty well, didn't it? 44. Let's get him 50. 45. Oh, go on. Let's get 50. Let's get 50. Come on, blow him up. Blow him up. I'm going to end this now. I bet you any money I'm going to come back there in an hour and it'll be 50. So I've got to go because I've got to end the show. But there you go. We've helped him grow a little bit. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. If you are watching this later, I shall put the... a super chat coming in. Oh, what's this?
Poorman to Richmond donated $4.99 through a super chat. Thank you, Martyn, Vaz, Sensei and family. We are well taken care of because of you. Red heart emoji, you family.
Thank you very much. It's my absolute pleasure. Join me now as we go on to the... I've just put the... Yes, 4th of July is pinned to the top. It'll take you now to Sensei's chart and XRP news, so that will follow nicely. Click above my head for all that, down below in the description. Over here, I shall put the 4th of July event, which is tomorrow night. Join me. There's no show tomorrow because the market's closed. And down here, I shall put the the XRP playlist for everything about XRP. Because let's remember, folks, it's been all about XRP today, even though we had a little bit of a side dressing there for a moment. That's it from me. Thank you ever so much indeed. I love you all, and join me tomorrow for 4th of July. What's Sensei now for all the charts? I'll see you back for the 4th of July party tomorrow night, and then back again on Monday. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.